It's your favorite therapist from the town, Shell Best, and I'm here to do a mental health breakdown on rapper Lil Poppa, who unfortunately recently just took his life and committed suicide. Now, Lil Poppa was signed to Gotti's label. He's from Jacksonville, Florida, born in 2000. I know him from doing a lot of songs with Mozzie, a rapper from Sacramento, from Northern California. He got a lot of good hits with Mozzie. So that's how I got put on to him and kind of became familiar with him. And yeah, recently he unfortunately took his life. Now, TMZ reports Lil Poppa was involved in a single car crash on Interstate 85 near Hapville, maybe Hapeville. My apologies if I'm saying it wrong. The car was still drivable, so he called his manager to ask what he should do. They decided to meet in the parking lot near Hilton Hotel. When they met, Lil Poppa stayed inside his car while his manager spoke with him through the open window. It's not clear what they talked about, but at some point during the meeting, Lil Poppa pulled out a handgun and unfortunately shot himself, resulting in his death. Now, often in Poppa's lyrics, he talked about unaliving himself. He talked about not wanting to be alive, not being happy, in multiple songs. Now, here in song Happy Tears, he says, "Some days when I love life, and it be days I don't want to live." And this is one of his biggest hits on YouTube if you go and look up how many views that it's received. Now, some people might say, why aren't the people around him saying something to him or trying to help him? But unfortunately, there's signs that a lot of people did try to help him. You can't just automatically assume just because somebody is taking their life that the people around them didn't try to help them. You can see here at the funeral, his mom is speaking about how if you really knew Poppa, you knew that he wasn't happy alive.
What we do know is Poppa was a family man. He loved every person in his life. He took care of every person in his life, contrary to anything you may have heard. And I would never, as I always did, I protected him then, I'm going to protect him now. I'm never going to let his name go in vain. Poppa took care of every person in his life. Poppa took care of his son. Poppa loved his child's mother. He loved Toy to death. We're not going to never, so I don't ever want y'all to take what you see on the internet and run with that and continue to blame people and say, well, this is the reason, and she the reason, and he the reason, and they the reason. No, everybody have to deal with their own things on their own time. And if you really knew Poppa, you knew this is what Poppa wanted. Poppa never was happy with life. It had nothing to do with anybody. He just feel like he wasn't making nobody happy. And that wasn't the way it was supposed to be. Because in truth, he made all of us happy.
You can see other people in the industry try to encourage Lil Poppa. For instance, there's streamer Reggie, who tried to encourage Lil Poppa, by telling him how much, again, he was loved and cared for by his fans. But sometimes when you're encouraging people, in a way, you could be invalidating what they're going through, right? By telling somebody that, hey, you shouldn't tell people you're going to kill yourself, or you shouldn't tell people that you're not happy to be alive, because that makes other people sad. But, that might be their truth. That might be the way they truly feel, right? So by you telling them and discouraging them from sharing the way they truly feel in a way, it could invalidate their experience, right? You see here on stream, like I said, streamer Reggie trying to encourage him, right? And try to breathe some life into him.
To me, that's lazy.
I'm dropping the EP this week, though. So
that's cool. Now, we don't care about that, bro. Cause you the type nigga drop this EP, then you feel like you can chill, then you get on your Twitter. No. Let's talk about you on Twitter. This nigga get on Twitter, scaring his fans. He be saying shit like, his life shit not even worth it no more. What you mean?
I don't do that no more.
We care about you, nigga.
I be probably feeling like that. I appreciate that. That's real.
Last month, rapper Lil Poppa hinted at suicide on his Instagram story. He mentioned finishing the EP and then pretty much being done. And people weren't sure what he was talking about being done with. Being done with rap, being done with life. People weren't sure. But here's the story here.
They don't. You'll be proud of me, OG. Woke up, read me a Bible verse, got some breakfast in my system, talked to God about it. You know what I'm saying? And he laid it on me. I got one more album, EP, mixtape, whichever one it's gonna be, I got one more. And it's over, I'm going to find my peace.
Rest in peace to somebody gone well too before their time. Somebody who had a lot of talent, a lot of potential, was a great entertainer, made great music. And I just want to say, anybody who might be having suicidal ideation or any type of suicidal thoughts out there, please do dial 988, contact the suicide hotline, or, your insurance provider if they have some kind of crisis response team, or in your community if they do, please do reach out, because, sometimes it's just a moment. Sometimes it's more than a moment, but sometimes it can't just be a moment. And one thing that, I do like is that people who were familiar with Lil Poppa, really took this as a lesson. I saw Lil Duval comment and said, ever since Lil Poppa passed away, he calls people back as soon as possible when, he misses their call. Right? And I felt like that was deep. That was deep, definitely. But rest in peace to Lil Poppa. Like I said, gone well to, before his time, and just, a shame that we aren't going to have such a talent moving forward. Rest in peace.
How you feeling?
Right now, I ain't gonna lie, I'm just in the space right now working on me. You know what I'm saying? Trying to better myself.
What does working on yourself look like? What is that?
Away from the spotlight, the media, and all that other stuff, like working on myself as a person. You feel me? Basically trying to better myself. When you feel like it's shit you need to fix about yourself, that's what you need to focus on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what matters. You know what I'm saying? So right now, that's what matters to me most.